So in this interview, Eric Trump is discussing, or at least this is just part of it, but he's discussing the speed at which we're going to adopt this new technology and what's going to happen this coming fourth quarter. Now, right now we're going through a little bit of a downturn. There's been a couple of them, but this is normal. Go back and look at the history of crypto over the last 4 bull runs. It's always like this in September. So it's not a shock, it's not a surprise, it's an opportunity. I already know that because I've seen the pattern, so I don't panic. I have a long-term investment strategy. I'm really not looking to do much till 2030. I knew that the moment I got into this market about almost 7 years ago, that my strategy would be about 10 to 11 years. That's my strategy. If yours is one day to the next, then you have to work it the way you see fit. But what I will tell you right now is that XRP is at about $2.79, which still gives it about a, let's take a look at here, year over year, 375% up from this time last year. 375%. Bitcoin's only up 66% from this time last year. Ethereum's only up 48% from this time last year. Binance Coin's only up 59%. Solana's only up 29% from this time last year. I'll take 375% any day of the week. Even given that, when I first got in, I think the cheapest I bought XRP at, God, what was it? I think 17 cents, right around there. So I'm not sweating a single thing, but now I'm seeing a pro-crypto president, XRP included in the digital asset stockpile. We got the Genius Act coming. We've got the Clarity Act on deck. We won the phony fraudulent lawsuit against the SEC. We have a pro-crypto president, a pro-crypto czar, pro-crypto SEC chairman. Same with the CFTC. We've got the new person coming in to replace Caroline Pham. The stars are aligned, guys, in a huge way. So he's about to talk a little bit about how quickly this technology is going to be adopted. Now, pay close attention to how fast he's saying it is. Now, my personal opinion is within 3 years, the vast majority of this new financial system is going to be done. Within 3 years. By the time President Trump is done with his term, the vast majority of this is going to be done. And we will be living in a very different reality. That is my opinion. Now, I've always said 2030 is going to be my timeline. And I'm still okay with that no matter what happens. But I'll tell you something, if it happens the way I'm starting to believe it's going to happen, it's looking expedited now. Not because they want to adopt it. They have to adopt it. Every government in the world has printed and spent money like drunken sailors on steroids. They need to find a way to get rid of their debt. And this is what crypto is going to represent. And the US needs somebody to buy their treasuries, somebody to buy their debt. Countries, they're done with it. They're like, we know it's funny money. You're printing it out of existence. In other words, it's becoming more and more worthless with every new dollar printed. And it's not just the Fed that prints. Every time a loan is granted by a bank, they're printing money. How do I know this? Because they have fractional lending. If you put in $100, they can lend 1,000. If you put in 10,000, they can lend 100,000. That effectively is printing money out of thin air. And it's been going on for decades. So yes, the bubble is much bigger than you and I realize. It's really bad. They need this. And so yeah, this is gonna be adopted much faster than the internet was. And I gotta tell you, the internet gave people whiplash. This is gonna be far faster, far more aggressive, and it's gonna encompass everything in a way that I don't believe the internet even has done even yet, because it's coming in at the same time as AI is. And that's not an accident, I don't believe. But let's check it out. Let's see what Eric has to say in his own words. You'll find it interesting, I believe. And let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Till next time, adios, amigos.
We are competing with China when it comes to crypto and Bitcoin. Can you explain more for people who don't really understand the geopolitical angle of this?
Yeah. Nothing done in modern finance, meaning traditional banks, is done well. It's expensive, it's slow, it's antiquated, it's not transparent. And by the way, it doesn't benefit any customer unless you've got a lot of zeros on the back of your name. Guess what? I get really good terms from banks. And you know why? Because, we have leverage and we have, synergies, and we keep a lot of money with them. And guess what? If you're trying to open up a pet grooming business, you know what you're going to do? You're going to get the worst terms. They're going to take all your money. They're going to overcharge you with every fee possibly, right? And that's not financial independence. People want financial independence, right? And at the same time, for years and years and years, people see the national deficit going through the roof. People see the desecration of currency all over the world. Go down to Zimbabwe, where you have 10,000% inflation every single year. Which would you rather own? the US dollar vis-a-vis a stablecoin? Would you rather own Bitcoin, an asset that's appreciating at 70% year over year? That's financial freedom, and people are starting to understand that. And people are also understanding that that's the rails to do business around the world. I mean, I can send Bitcoin from me to you. You could be on the opposite side of Earth, and it gets there in 1 second at virtually zero fees. Very, very, very small fees, relative to
Totally.
the SWIFT
Relative, but
system,
very
relative to
expensive
using
still.
a credit card, relative to other payment rails.
The rate it's 3%. Yeah.
And by the way, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go get a mortgage, right? It's going to take you 120 days with the bank that you banked at for the last 20 years. At the end of it, they'll probably tell you no. If they say yes, you're going to be paying some absorbent amount of fees, plus appraisal fees, plus. It's why JP Morgan has 70-story towers in every single city across the nation. And, crypto solves all of these problems, and I've fallen in love with it. I think it's incredible. It's growing faster than the internet grew. And we're on the 1 yard line of cryptocurrency, and the future is incredible. The future is bright. The future is incredible. And I think fourth quarter of this year is going to be unbelievable for
Oh,
those
yeah.
reasons.